Thank you for joining us for Working Through the Word, a ministry of the Richmond Church of Christ. Let's join our pulpit minister, Mike Johnson, as he brings today's lesson.
Whenever I decide to ask for something, I like getting what I ask for. I like going to home-style restaurants. I like to go to buffets. Now, I used to like to go to buffets because I want to eat a whole bunch. I don't eat as much now, and I have someone with me usually that's doing this, so I don't. But I like choosing. I like that, and I like this, and I want this. And if I announce to my children there's something for my birthday that's in the golf realm that I want, I'll tell them this is exactly what I want. I like asking and getting what I want. And I imagine that you're just like that. Some people think about prayer that way. They think about prayer as that which I ask God and He just gives it. Because I like getting what I want. Jesus is really teaching in our text of the day. Let's read it and think about it.
Good morning. Scripture reading this morning is Matthew chapter 7, verses 7 through 12. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be opened. Or what man is there among you who, if his son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will he give him a serpent? If you then, being evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father, who is in heaven, give good things to those who ask him? Therefore, whatever you want men to do to you, do also to them, for this is the law and the prophets.
In his class last Wednesday night, Jack challenged me on a particular concept to preach about it, and so I wrote it down, and it'll come up. But while he was talking about this passage, something hit me that I have never asked myself before. Open up to that passage of Matthew chapter 7, and let me ask you if you have ever asked yourself this question: what is it? What did he say? Ask, it will be given. And though not specifically stated, seek, you'll find it. And then specifically, knock, and it will be opened to you. I don't think I have ever sat down and thought about that word in this verse. Because when you first look at it, the common way, without any other concept in mind, if you stumbled across this for the very first time, it would make sense to you if you thought, okay, I ask for this and I get it. I seek for this and I get it. And I knock and I get it. What is it? Walk with me through this text and see if we can understand better what it is. Number one, I would suggest to you that it is a promise. This verse says and teaches a promise that Jesus wants us to hear. He wants us to understand that He is telling us, I have a promise for you. And this promise is that I will respond to you when you ask, and when you seek, and when you knock. I will respond. Notice how verse 8 reads, or text. It seems as though, at least in my reading of it, that verse 7 says, this will happen. I promise that it will. But then it sounds like to me in verse 8, it is happening. Those who are asking are receiving. Those who are seeking are finding. And those who are knocking, they are getting it. So the promise says, I know there's something coming. God said, I want you to hear that there is a promise for you out there. And I want you to recognize that this promise is taking place right now in your midst. When you think about what you have asked God, and you think about times where it has been answered, or you look around and you know people right here in this room, maybe sitting right next to you, specifically who could say, yes, God provided this, then you understand the promise. It will, and it is happening. But did you always get specifically what you asked? It's a promise. But is it specific? Number 2. Not only is it a promise, it is a practice. This is happening in my life, and it's happening in your life all the time. What does he say in verses 9 and 10? If someone asks you for this, do you give them something not only the opposite, but in fact a harmful version? If he says, and his son walked up to him and said, I'd like to have a piece of bread. And Dad goes, here, chew on this rock. That's not a practice that any one of us would do. I can't imagine a dad handing a child a stone and saying, have a bite. Dad, I'd like to have a fish. And he hands him a serpent, poisonous snake. That doesn't make any sense. My practice and your practice is to honor the request that has been made. But let me ask you this. Does a parent always honor specifically the request that is made? I want candy for dinner. It's a practice. But what is the practice? Is it specifically, exactly what was the request? Number 3, verse 11. It is providence. If you know what you're doing with your children, if you know how to give a good gift to them, don't you think your Father in heaven knows how to give good gifts to you? There's a providence here. The word providence sometimes might escape us in real understanding. So let me break it down in a way that you can't miss it. Providence is provide unts. God provides. If you know how, let's use that word, if you know how to provide for your children, don't you think God knows how to provide for you? It is God's providence. But again, we ask the question, is this providence specifically, exactly, just as you have asked or as you want? Every good parent knows how to provide for their children. But they want to provide what is good, the text says. And good is not necessarily defined by like. Is not good, or that is, it is not something a person likes. A child doesn't walk up to a parent and say, "Isn't it time for me to go to the doctor and get a shot?" I've never heard of a child doing that. I've heard of children running when parents say it's going to happen. But isn't the child getting the shot good? Yes, it is. So now we get to understand that Jesus is talking here that in asking and seeking and knocking, God has made a promise. In His providing and in consistency with your practice that you're already doing, He's going to do what is good. What is it? I think it in this passage is what is good. If I am asking and I am seeking and I am knocking after Jesus, I am going to get what is good. I may not always like it. I may not always understand it. I may not always appreciate it. But if I will concentrate on it, I will see what is good. Now, to take it just a little bit further, verse 12 then adds that it is a principle. It's a way now to live your life. Whatever you want someone to do for you, you do for them. If they ask for something that is harmful, you don't want somebody to give you something that is harmful. Therefore, you don't give it to them. They ask for something that is desired, but it's not good. It's not the best. Give them what is good and what is best. It's a principle. So I know today that in this verse, having seen it this way for the first time, I see a promise and a practice and the providence of God and a principle by which I can live my life. So, what's going on in this passage? What is it that I want to take away from this passage? Well, I want to take away the idea that it is a response from God to me. He promises to respond. It is a response based on what is good, not necessarily specifically what I have asked. It is a guaranteed response. It is something that I know is coming. It is God's response to my heart. Not necessarily to my words or my thoughts, but it's the heart of what I really need. So what is my takeaway? Keep on asking, seeking, and knocking. Don't quit. Just because a person doesn't get exactly what they asked for doesn't mean they should just give up because God is not listening. Oh, He's listening. And if I will be watching and listening myself, I can probably see the good that came. When I was looking for this, I got this, but this is better. Number 2, accept whatever it is that comes. Don't be upset. Don't look for something else. Accept it. God says this is good. God said this is what I want you to have. God said this is how you can live a better life. So you take it. Number 3, understand that the Lord's will is going to be done in your life and in mine. Now, what do I mean by that? Whatever God has determined, whatever God has planned, whatever God has set up, there's not a thing that I can do to stop it. Can change His mind. God throughout Scripture changed His mind, but in the end, His overall plan never changed. And God's will for you and God's will for me is going to happen, and I can either be in it or I can stand outside of it. If I am wanting good from God, and I am wanting this good in the framework of, God, whatever is your will, then every time I ask, God, here's what I want. If it is your will, I will get it. And if I'm seeking for that which is His will, I will find it. And if in my whole life I keep knocking and knocking and knocking, He will open it to me. Because what is it? It is God's good will for my life. And in my prayer, and in my study, and in my conversation, and in my thought, if I am pursuing it, I will get it. So we close with this question. Do you have it? In order to have God's will and me be in that will, I need to accept His will. And it's God's will for you today that you give up your life, turn from the life of sin, and give it to Jesus. In penitence, being immersed into Christ, sins are removed, and you are now in the will of God, and you have access to it. But maybe life has gotten in the way. You want to have it back? Why don't you let us help you with that, if you need, as we stand and sing.
We hope that you enjoyed today's broadcast, brought to you by the Richmond Church of Christ. We are located at 1500 Lancaster Road in Richmond, Kentucky. We meet at 9 a.m. each Sunday morning for Bible class, followed by our morning worship service held at 10 a.m. Our Sunday evening service is held at 6 p.m. Our midweek Bible study is held on Wednesday at 7 p.m. We have Bible classes available for all ages on Sunday mornings and Wednesday evenings. If you are in the area, we would love to have you as our honored guest. If you're looking for a home church, we would love to make you part of our family here in Richmond. We hope this has been a blessing to you and pray that you have been strengthened and encouraged. Have a blessed day.